Yeah, so I forgot that I also want to talk about ADHD. I was holding the phone. I could put it back now. Okay, go there. It's cool. I'm using so many ums. My theater teacher would be like, "Stop it!" She would get really mad about that. And people in general. Oh no, my English teacher. If we said "like" too many times, she would get very, very upset. So don't use "like" too much. It's a filler word, and it kind of discounts yourself. And so on process specifically, like Cheez-Its and Pop-Tarts, my ADHD would get the worst. Abby's actually been diagnosed with it, my identical twin, which means I'm like 90%. And whenever I say ADHD, I don't mean I was a hyper child. I mean, the worst thing about it is future planning. It's really hard to both envision the future and then plan around it, because consequence is hard to foresee. I was in line for this scholarship. I think it was a $10,000 scholarship. And all I had to do was turn in paperwork. Had the scholarship, turn in paperwork. You're good. Oh, no, wait. This was before the process. Okay, so it's already spoiler alert. I got the scholarship. I had to turn in paper to apply for the scholarship. And I procrastinated it by like a day. And then got really scared that mom and dad would find out that I had procrastinated and hadn't finished it. So I still had like 3 days to do this freaking paperwork. Could have done it. But in my child mind, it was like, I procrastinated. They're going to find out. Ignore it until it goes away. Abby did it too. We do a lot of just ignore it until it goes away. Biggest thing. And a lot of people that are in ketosis, which is, by the way, your body using fats instead of the immediate energy source of carbs and sugar, which it automatically uses because it's the easiest way for it to gain energy. When you deprive yourself of those, your body switches over to using fats, which they are proving is better for you, yay, until 2 years from now when it kills us. But I think overall it's actually basically supporting. And I'll go back and read old ways of health and how they used to do things. They were all for fats. It actually used to be what they recommended for diabetics, and there's a lot of, on reddit.com/r/keto, which has people on it, people that said they had diabetes or mental issues, and they've all been really solved. And in my personal experience, I was doing it for a while, and my ADHD got so much better. I was able to just do things, and life was far more conquerable and less frightening. But then yesterday, which is weird because I haven't really been doing anything processed, and that directly invoked it. Like, it was harder to do things, social seclusion, really mad at little things in life. Like, if someone would do something that pissed me off, it would really piss me off and kind of stick to me. It wouldn't go away, and I would hold grudges, and negativity would just last longer. And in general, large things can completely unconquerable, just go away. And now it's like, oh, let me do this to get over it. It's different. So there was this pillowcase that I was drying outside. I'm outside a lot, obviously, and because we don't have a dryer. And I was just like, I don't really feel like going to a laundromat. And people used to dry stuff outside. Yeah, I'm hippie. And so I'd put the pillowcase over here, and I moved all the other clothes back inside, except for the pillowcase. And then I realized that I hadn't brought it back in yet. But I was already lying in bed, and I was like, I'm just gonna put the sheet over the pillow. So I did that instead. And the next morning I saw the pillowcase and got irked by it, that it was still there, that I hadn't gotten it yet. So I just ignored it, hoping that it would just go away, that my pillow would almost be on there. And I know that once you mentally work through it, it's there. It's hard. There's a stopping in your head to mentally work through that you can do it, that it's still possible. I let it sit there for 2 days, walking right by it 5 feet away, convincing myself that it was too hard to go over there and get it. That's just the automatic processing. And at the end of the day, I was like, okay, a day after that, that's what you're doing. Your ADHD is triggering. Just go get the fucking pillowcase. So I got the pillowcase, walked it back in, and was just so begrudging of it, oh yeah, it's on. And just kind of stewed in unhappiness for a little bit. It didn't even get better. So ADHD seems to have definitely come back, and I may have brought it back by having processed, food-colored type of things, because Pop-Tarts are just, I think, really bad, and then the fast food, and I don't know how long it kind of lasts and allows you to feel those triggers. Just like whenever you have ADHD or OCD and you have medication, and it kind of teaches your mind how to function like a normal person, a healthy development, not doing maladaptive things, but doing things that are life-conducive and relationship-inducing. I think it's also, once you have fast food or negative things, your mind learns how to do the opposite, how to be maladaptive and be like OCD or ADHD type of things. harming mental relationships. I mean, once you have that, your mind kind of starts to process in that way. You know, it starts using that as it's developing or thought process in general. So I don't know how long that will last. Honestly, you might have to be like on something for a year until it all goes away. I want to find out. I don't have two bodies though, or two minds. That's the most annoying thing. Is like I'll be like, oh, direct correlation causation from having sugar or carbs, but then it's like, wait, I just received a text from so and so about them running into a cheese mill and destroying all the cheese. I can't think of a direct example. And it's like, oh wait, so which one caused it? And it might be kind of a system to where I eat something and then that happens and it's negative and they work together, whereas if I hadn't had the food and had good food instead and then did it, there would be a different reaction. But there's not two of me, but I have a twin, and we could be faced with the same situation, and she could be on her diet, which is like an architecture, really bad diet, which also makes me really sad, and I want to fix that, but we could be faced with the same situation and see what happened. This is kind of cool. I'm trying to think of if there was a time that we've been faced with the same situation. School in general. I've been eating healthy since we were little, and I've been able to kind of focus more in general and do school work better. Like I make higher grades and I can push myself to do things, while it's much, much harder for her, and she gets really OCD on task. Like she'll do it and she keeps on doing it. She has to make it perfect, and I had tendencies for that. Like I felt it in my head and I would try to do it and I was like, no, you will not become OCD, and then kind of conquered it. That sounds arrogant, but it's kind of true. It'll sometimes trigger some out of predisposition for it, or everyone's at predispositions for everything, but study. Okay, bye.